Understanding bedroom requests. Why your husband wants you to try new things. Written and copyright by A. Castor. Chapter 6. Balancing personal comfort and partner's desires. Introduction. In any intimate relationship, balancing personal comfort with a partner's desires is crucial for maintaining harmony and mutual satisfaction. Understanding your own boundaries, effectively negotiating and compromising, and finding a balance that meets both partners' needs are essential skills for fostering a healthy and fulfilling relationship. This chapter provides guidance on how to assess personal comfort levels, strategies for effective negotiation and compromise, and tips for achieving a satisfying balance. Assessing your own comfort levels and boundaries. 1. Self-reflection, personal values and beliefs. Reflect on your personal values, beliefs, and experiences that shape your comfort levels in sexual activities. Emotional and physical comfort. Assess your emotional and physical comfort with different sexual activities. Pay attention to any feelings of discomfort or anxiety. 2. Understanding your boundaries. Identify limits. Clearly identify your boundaries and limits regarding sexual activities. These can be physical, emotional, or psychological. Distinguish between flexible and firm boundaries. Determine which boundaries are flexible and open to negotiation and which are firm and non-negotiable. 3. Communicating boundaries. Be clear and direct. Communicate your boundaries to your partner clearly and directly. Avoid ambiguous language that can lead to misunderstandings. Regular reassessment. Reassess and communicate any changes in your boundaries as the relationship evolves. Strategies for negotiating and compromising. 1. Open dialogue, honest communication. Engage in honest and open conversations about sexual desires and boundaries with your partner. Create a safe space where both partners feel comfortable sharing their thoughts. Active listening. Practice active listening to understand your partner's desires and perspectives fully. Show empathy and validate their feelings. 2. Finding common ground. Identify shared interests. Look for sexual activities that both partners enjoy and feel comfortable with. Focus on shared interests to build a foundation of mutual satisfaction. Explore new ideas together. Be open to exploring new ideas and activities together, keeping communication and consent at the forefront. 3. Compromise and flexibility. Negotiation. Approach negotiations with a willingness to compromise. Understand that both partners may need to make adjustments to find a balance. Flexibility. Be flexible and open to trying new things within the limits of your comfort. This can enhance intimacy and trust in the relationship. 4. Establishing mutual agreements. Set clear agreements. Establish clear agreements on what activities are acceptable and what are off-limits. Ensure both partners are on the same page. Review and adjust. Regularly review and adjust agreements as needed. Relationships and comfort levels can change over time. Finding a balance that satisfies both partners. 1. Prioritizing mutual satisfaction. Focus on pleasure for both. Aim to find a balance that ensures both partners experience pleasure and satisfaction. Prioritize activities that bring joy to both partners. Avoid self-sacrifice. Ensure that neither partner feels forced to sacrifice their comfort for the sake of the other's desires. 2. Building trust and respect. Respect boundaries. Always respect each other's boundaries and comfort levels. Trust is built on mutual respect and understanding. Support and encouragement. Provide support and encouragement to each other in exploring new activities. Positive reinforcement can enhance mutual satisfaction. 3. Creating a safe and loving environment. Emotional safety. Create an emotionally safe environment where both partners feel loved and accepted. This fosters open communication and trust. Physical comfort. Ensure that the physical environment is comfortable and conducive to intimacy. This can include setting the mood, ensuring privacy, and addressing any physical concerns. 4. Seeking professional help. Therapists and counselors. Consider seeking help from a sex therapist or counselor if balancing comfort and desires becomes challenging. Professional guidance can provide valuable insights and strategies. Conclusion. Balancing personal comfort with a partner's desires is a dynamic and ongoing process that requires self-awareness, open communication, and a willingness to negotiate and compromise. By assessing comfort levels, effectively negotiating boundaries, and finding a satisfying balance, couples can enhance their intimacy and strengthen their relationship. This chapter equips readers with the tools and strategies needed to navigate this complex aspect of sexual relationships, fostering a deeper connection and mutual satisfaction. Self-reflection. Introduction. Self-reflection is a crucial practice in any intimate relationship, particularly when it comes to understanding and communicating your boundaries and comfort levels in sexual activities. By taking the time to reflect on your personal values, beliefs, and experiences, you can gain a deeper understanding of what shapes your comfort levels. Additionally, assessing your emotional and physical comfort helps you identify any feelings of discomfort or anxiety. This guide explores the importance of self-reflection and provides practical steps for examining your personal values, beliefs, and comfort levels. Personal values and beliefs. Reflecting on your personal values, beliefs, and experiences that shape your comfort levels in sexual activities is essential for understanding your boundaries and preferences. This self-awareness helps you communicate your needs effectively and maintain a healthy, respectful relationship. 1. Identify core values. Why it matters. Understanding your core values helps you align your actions and decisions with what truly matters to you. It provides a foundation for setting boundaries and making informed choices. How to implement. Take time to identify the values that are most important to you. These might include respect, trust, honesty, or mutual consent. Write them down and consider how they influence your sexual boundaries. 2. Examine personal beliefs. Why it matters. Your beliefs about sexuality, relationships, and intimacy play a significant role in shaping your comfort levels. Reflecting on these beliefs helps you understand their origins and impact. How to implement. Reflect on the beliefs you hold about sexual activities. Consider where these beliefs come from: cultural background, religious teachings, family influences, or personal experiences. Ask yourself how these beliefs affect your comfort and preferences. 3. Consider past experiences. Why it matters. Past experiences, both positive and negative, can influence your current comfort levels and boundaries. Understanding these experiences helps you address any lingering effects and make conscious choices. How to implement. Reflect on your past sexual experiences. Identify any that have significantly impacted your comfort levels. Consider how these experiences shape your current feelings and boundaries. If necessary, seek professional support to process any difficult or traumatic experiences. 4. Assess personal preferences. Why it matters. Knowing your preferences helps you communicate them to your partner and make choices that align with your values and comfort levels. How to implement. Identify the types of sexual activities that you enjoy and those you are uncomfortable with. Consider making a list to clarify your preferences. Be honest with yourself about what feels good and what doesn't. Emotional and physical comfort. Assessing your emotional and physical comfort with different sexual activities is crucial for maintaining a healthy and respectful relationship. Paying attention to any feelings of discomfort or anxiety helps you set clear boundaries and communicate your needs effectively. 1. Evaluate emotional reactions. Why it matters. Emotional reactions can provide important insights into your comfort levels. Understanding these reactions helps you identify activities that align with your emotional well-being. How to implement. Pay attention to your emotions during and after sexual activities. Notice any feelings of discomfort, anxiety, or pleasure. Reflect on what triggers these emotions and why. For example, you might feel anxious about certain activities due to past experiences or personal beliefs. 2. Assess physical responses. Why it matters. Your body's physical responses can indicate your comfort levels. Listening to these responses helps you identify boundaries and make informed choices. How to implement. Tune in to your body during sexual activities. Notice any physical signs of discomfort, such as tension, pain, or unease. Also, pay attention to positive responses like relaxation, arousal, or pleasure. Reflect on what these responses tell you about your comfort levels. 3. Identify anxiety triggers. Why it matters. Recognizing activities that trigger anxiety helps you set boundaries and communicate your needs to your partner. It ensures that you feel safe and respected in the relationship. How to implement. Reflect on any sexual activities that cause you anxiety. Consider why these activities make you anxious and whether they align with your values and beliefs. For example, you might feel anxious about trying new activities without adequate communication and consent. 4. Consider physical and emotional limits. Why it matters. Knowing your physical and emotional limits helps you set realistic and respectful boundaries. It ensures that you and your partner can engage in activities that are enjoyable and comfortable for both. How to implement. Identify your limits for physical and emotional comfort. Consider factors such as frequency, intensity, and type of activities. Communicate these limits to your partner and ensure that they are respected. Practical steps for self-reflection. 1. Identify core values. Take time to identify and write down your core values. Reflect on how these values influence your sexual boundaries and preferences. 2. Examine personal beliefs. Reflect on your beliefs about sexuality and intimacy. Consider the origins and impact of these beliefs on your comfort levels. 3. Consider past experiences. Reflect on past sexual experiences and their impact on your comfort levels. Seek professional support if necessary to process difficult experiences. 4. Assess personal preferences. Identify the types of sexual activities you enjoy and those you are uncomfortable with. Be honest with yourself about your preferences and boundaries. 5. Evaluate emotional reactions. Pay attention to your emotions during and after sexual activities. Reflect on what triggers these emotions and why. 6. Assess physical responses. Tune in to your body's physical responses during sexual activities. Notice any signs of discomfort or pleasure and reflect on their significance. 7. Identify anxiety triggers. Reflect on activities that cause you anxiety and consider why. Communicate these triggers to your partner to ensure mutual understanding. 8. Consider physical and emotional limits. Identify your physical and emotional limits for sexual activities. Communicate these limits to your partner and ensure they are respected. By engaging in self-reflection, you can gain a deeper understanding of your personal values, beliefs, and comfort levels. This self-awareness allows you to communicate your boundaries effectively and maintain a healthy, respectful, and fulfilling intimate relationship. Understanding your boundaries. Introduction. Establishing and understanding your boundaries is crucial for maintaining a healthy and respectful intimate relationship. Boundaries help define what you are comfortable with and what you are not, ensuring that both partners feel safe and respected. By clearly identifying your limits and distinguishing between flexible and firm boundaries, you can effectively communicate your needs and preferences. This guide explores the importance of understanding your boundaries, offering practical steps for identifying limits and determining which boundaries are negotiable and which are not. Identify limits. Clearly identifying your boundaries and limits regarding sexual activities is the first step in understanding and communicating your comfort levels. These boundaries can be physical, emotional, or psychological, and recognizing them helps ensure that your needs are respected. 1. Physical boundaries. Why it matters. Physical boundaries define what types of physical contact you are comfortable with. Respecting these boundaries is essential for physical safety and comfort. How to implement. Reflect on the types of physical touch you are comfortable with, such as kissing, touching, or specific sexual activities. Write down what feels good and what doesn't. For example, you might be comfortable with hugging and kissing but not with certain types of sexual contact. 2. Emotional boundaries. Why it matters. Emotional boundaries protect your emotional well-being. They help you maintain a sense of self and prevent emotional distress. How to implement. Consider the emotional aspects of intimacy that are important to you, such as communication, trust, and emotional support. Identify situations that make you feel emotionally vulnerable or uncomfortable. For example, you might need regular reassurance and communication to feel secure in the relationship. 3. Psychological boundaries. Why it matters. Psychological boundaries involve your mental state and comfort levels. They ensure that you feel mentally safe and respected. How to implement. Reflect on any psychological triggers or past experiences that impact your comfort levels. Identify activities or behaviors that cause you psychological distress. For example, you might have certain triggers related to past trauma that you need to communicate to your partner. 4. Communication of boundaries. Why it matters. Clearly communicating your boundaries to your partner ensures mutual understanding and respect. It helps prevent misunderstandings and fosters a healthy relationship. How to implement. Use straightforward and honest language to communicate your boundaries. For example, I'm comfortable with kissing and touching, but I'm not ready for sexual intercourse. Distinguish between flexible and firm boundaries. Determining which boundaries are flexible and open to negotiation, and which are firm and non-negotiable helps you and your partner understand and respect each other's limits. This clarity fosters mutual respect and effective communication. 1. Flexible boundaries. Why it matters. Flexible boundaries are those that you are open to negotiating or exploring further. Understanding these boundaries allows for growth and adaptation in the relationship. How to implement. Identify which boundaries you feel comfortable discussing and potentially adjusting over time. For example, you might be open to trying new activities gradually as trust and comfort levels increase. Communicate this openness to your partner, stating, I'm willing to explore this activity slowly and see how I feel. 2. Firm boundaries. Why it matters. Firm boundaries are non-negotiable limits that are essential for your well-being. Respecting these boundaries is crucial for maintaining trust and safety in the relationship. How to implement. Clearly identify and communicate your firm boundaries to your partner. Be assertive about these limits and ensure that they are understood and respected. For example, I'm not comfortable with this activity, and it's not something I'm willing to do. 3. Revisiting boundaries. Why it matters. Boundaries can change over time as comfort levels and relationship dynamics evolve. Regularly revisiting your boundaries ensures that they remain relevant and respected. How to implement. Schedule regular check-ins with your partner to discuss boundaries and any changes that may have occurred. Use these discussions to reaffirm your firm boundaries and explore any potential flexibility. For example, let's talk about our boundaries again and see if there's anything new we want to discuss or adjust. 4. Respecting each other's boundaries. Why it matters. Mutual respect for each other's boundaries is fundamental to a healthy relationship. It ensures that both partners feel valued and respected. How to implement. Actively listen to your partner's boundaries and respect them without pressure or coercion. Ensure that your partner feels safe and comfortable communicating their limits. For example, I respect your boundaries, and I want to make sure we both feel comfortable and safe. Practical steps for understanding your boundaries. 1. Identify physical boundaries. Reflect on the types of physical touch you are comfortable with. Write down what feels good and what doesn't. 2. Identify emotional boundaries. Consider the emotional aspects of intimacy that are important to you. Identify situations that make you feel emotionally vulnerable or uncomfortable. 3. Identify psychological boundaries. Reflect on any psychological triggers or past experiences that impact your comfort levels. Identify activities or behaviors that cause you psychological distress. 4. Communicate your boundaries. Use straightforward and honest language to communicate your boundaries to your partner. 5. Identify flexible boundaries. Determine which boundaries you are open to negotiating or exploring further. Communicate this openness to your partner. 6. Identify firm boundaries. Clearly identify and communicate your firm, non-negotiable boundaries. Be assertive about these limits. 7. Revisit boundaries regularly. Schedule regular check-ins with your partner to discuss and reaffirm your boundaries. Explore any potential flexibility as comfort levels evolve. 8. Respect each other's boundaries. Actively listen to your partner's boundaries and respect them. Ensure that both partners feel safe and comfortable communicating their limits. By understanding and communicating your boundaries, you can foster a respectful and supportive relationship. This approach ensures that both partners feel valued and understood, promoting mutual trust and a healthy, fulfilling intimate connection. Communicating boundaries. Introduction. Effective communication is the cornerstone of a healthy and respectful relationship. When it comes to intimate boundaries, being clear and direct with your partner is essential to ensure mutual understanding and respect. Ambiguous language can lead to misunderstandings and discomfort, so it's crucial to articulate your boundaries explicitly. Additionally, as relationships evolve, so do personal comfort levels and boundaries. Regularly reassessing and communicating any changes helps maintain a dynamic and supportive connection. This guide explores the importance of clear communication and regular reassessment of boundaries, providing practical steps to implement these practices. Be clear and direct. Communicating your boundaries to your partner clearly and directly is vital for mutual understanding and respect. Avoiding ambiguous language ensures that both partners know exactly what each other's limits are, preventing misunderstandings and promoting a healthy relationship. 1. Use explicit language. Why it matters. Clear and unambiguous language leaves no room for misinterpretation. It ensures that your partner understands your boundaries precisely. How to implement. Be specific about your boundaries. For example, instead of saying, "I don't like that," say, "I am not comfortable with sexual intercourse right now." This specificity helps your partner understand exactly what you mean. 2. Set the right tone. Why it matters. The tone of your communication can affect how your message is received. A calm and respectful tone encourages open dialogue and mutual respect. How to implement. Use a calm, non-confrontational tone when discussing boundaries. For instance, "I want to talk about something important to me. It's about what I'm comfortable with in our relationship." 3. Be assertive. Why it matters. Being assertive helps ensure that your boundaries are respected without being overly aggressive or passive. It shows that you value your comfort and well-being. How to implement. Clearly state your needs and limits. For example, "I need us to slow down and take things step by step," rather than leaving your partner guessing your comfort level. 4. Avoid ambiguity. Why it matters. Ambiguous language can lead to misunderstandings and discomfort. Clear communication helps prevent these issues. How to implement. Avoid vague statements and be as precise as possible. For example, instead of saying, "Sometimes I don't like certain things," say, "I do not enjoy being touched in this specific way." 5. Encourage questions. Why it matters. Encouraging your partner to ask questions fosters understanding and ensures that they fully grasp your boundaries. How to implement. Invite your partner to ask for clarification if needed. For example, "If you're unsure about anything I've said, please ask. I want us to be on the same page." Regular reassessment. Reassessing and communicating any changes in your boundaries as the relationship evolves is crucial for maintaining a dynamic and supportive connection. Personal comfort levels can change over time, and it's important to keep your partner informed to ensure ongoing mutual respect and understanding. 1. Schedule regular check-ins. Why it matters. Regular check-ins provide an opportunity to discuss and reassess boundaries, ensuring they remain relevant and respected. How to implement. Set aside time regularly to discuss your relationship and boundaries. For example, "Can we set aside some time each month to talk about how we're feeling and any changes in our boundaries?" 2. Be open to change. Why it matters. Being open to change acknowledges that comfort levels can evolve. It fosters a flexible and adaptive relationship dynamic. How to implement. Approach reassessment with an open mind. For instance, "I've been thinking about our boundaries, and I feel comfortable with exploring this new aspect of our relationship." 3. Communicate changes clearly. Why it matters. Clearly communicating any changes in your boundaries ensures that your partner is fully aware and can respect your updated limits. How to implement. Explicitly state any changes. For example, "I've realized that I'm now comfortable with trying this new activity, but I still want to take it slow." 4. Respect your partner's boundaries. Why it matters. Mutual respect for boundaries is fundamental to a healthy relationship. It ensures that both partners feel valued and safe. How to implement. Listen to your partner's reassessments and respect their updated boundaries. For instance, I respect that your comfort levels have changed, and I will make sure to honor that. 5. Document and reflect. Why it matters. Keeping track of boundary discussions helps you reflect on the evolution of your relationship and ensures continuity in communication. How to implement. Consider keeping a journal of your boundary discussions and reassessments. Reflect on these entries to see how your relationship has grown and adapted. Practical steps for communicating boundaries. 1. Use explicit language. Be specific about your boundaries. For example, I am not comfortable with sexual intercourse right now. 2. Set the right tone. Use a calm and respectful tone. Say, I want to talk about something important to me. It's about what I'm comfortable with in our relationship. 3. Be assertive. Clearly state your needs and limits. For example, I need us to slow down and take things step by step. 4. Avoid ambiguity. Avoid vague statements. For example, I do not enjoy being touched in this specific way. 5. Encourage questions. Invite your partner to ask for clarification. For example, if you're unsure about anything I've said, please ask. I want us to be on the same page. 6. Schedule regular check-ins. Set aside time regularly to discuss boundaries. For example, can we set aside some time each month to talk about how we're feeling and any changes in our boundaries? 7. Be open to change. Approach reassessment with an open mind. For instance, I've been thinking about our boundaries, and I feel comfortable with exploring this new aspect of our relationship. 8. Communicate changes clearly. Explicitly state any changes. For example, I've realized that I'm now comfortable with trying this new activity, but I still want to take it slow. 9. Respect your partner's boundaries. Listen to and respect your partner's updated boundaries. For instance, I respect that your comfort levels have changed, and I will make sure to honor that. 10. Document and reflect. Keep track of boundary discussions and reassessments. Reflect on these entries to see how your relationship has grown and adapted. By communicating boundaries clearly and directly, and regularly reassessing them as the relationship evolves, couples can ensure mutual respect and understanding. This approach fosters a supportive and dynamic connection, allowing both partners to feel valued, safe, and comfortable. Open dialogue. Introduction. Open dialogue is a cornerstone of healthy and fulfilling intimate relationships. Honest communication about sexual desires and boundaries fosters mutual respect and understanding. It creates a safe space where both partners feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, needs, and limits. Active listening is equally important, as it ensures that both partners are heard and understood. This guide explores the importance of honest communication and active listening in maintaining an open dialogue, providing practical strategies to implement these practices effectively. Honest communication. Engaging in honest and open conversations about sexual desires and boundaries is essential for building trust and ensuring mutual satisfaction in a relationship. Creating a safe space where both partners feel comfortable sharing their thoughts helps maintain a healthy and respectful dynamic. 1. Establish a safe environment. Why it matters. A safe environment encourages open and honest communication. It ensures that both partners feel secure and respected when discussing sensitive topics. How to implement. Choose a quiet, private place free from distractions to have these conversations. Set a positive tone by expressing your willingness to listen and support each other. For example, I want us to talk openly about our needs and boundaries. Let's make sure we're both comfortable and can speak freely. 2. Be transparent and honest. Why it matters. Transparency and honesty build trust and prevent misunderstandings. It allows both partners to express their true feelings and desires. How to implement. Share your thoughts and feelings openly without fear of judgment. Use clear and direct language to communicate your desires and boundaries. For example, I've been thinking about trying something new, and I want to discuss it with you. 3. Use non-judgmental language. Why it matters. Non-judgmental language fosters a supportive atmosphere where both partners feel safe to share their thoughts and feelings. How to implement. Avoid using critical or judgmental words. Instead, focus on expressing your own feelings and experiences. For example, I feel excited about the idea of exploring this new activity, instead of, you never want to try anything new. 4. Encourage mutual sharing. Why it matters. Encouraging both partners to share their thoughts and feelings ensures that the conversation is balanced and inclusive. How to implement. Invite your partner to share their desires and boundaries as well. Ask open-ended questions to facilitate the discussion. For example, how do you feel about trying something new? Or, is there anything you've been wanting to discuss with me? Active listening. Practicing active listening is crucial for fully understanding your partner's desires and perspectives. It involves showing empathy, validating their feelings, and responding thoughtfully to ensure that both partners feel heard and respected. 1. Give your full attention. Why it matters. Giving your full attention shows that you value your partner's words and feelings. It helps them feel respected and understood. How to implement. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and focus on your partner when they are speaking. Nod and use affirmative sounds like, I see or aha, to show that you are listening. 2. Reflect and paraphrase. Why it matters. Reflecting and paraphrasing what your partner says ensures that you have understood their message correctly. It also shows that you are actively engaged in the conversation. How to implement. Repeat back what your partner has said in your own words to confirm understanding. For example, so, you're saying that you feel anxious about trying this new activity, but you're open to discussing it more? 3. Show empathy. Why it matters. Showing empathy demonstrates that you care about your partner's feelings and experiences. It helps build a deeper emotional connection. How to implement. Acknowledge your partner's feelings and validate their experiences. Use empathetic statements like, I understand that this is important to you, and I appreciate you sharing it with me. 4. Ask clarifying questions. Why it matters. Asking clarifying questions helps you gain a deeper understanding of your partner's thoughts and feelings. It ensures that you don't miss any important details. How to implement. Ask open-ended questions to encourage your partner to elaborate on their thoughts. For example, can you tell me more about why this is important to you? Or, how can I support you in feeling more comfortable with this? 5. Avoid interrupting. Why it matters. Interrupting can make your partner feel unheard and disrespected. Allowing them to finish their thoughts shows that you value their perspective. How to implement. Wait until your partner has finished speaking before responding. If you have a thought, make a mental note and return to it after they have finished. Practical steps for open dialogue. 1. Establish a safe environment. Choose a quiet, private place for conversations. Set a positive tone by expressing your willingness to listen and support each other. 2. Be transparent and honest. Share your thoughts and feelings openly. Use clear and direct language to communicate your desires and boundaries. 3. Use non-judgmental language. Avoid critical or judgmental words. Focus on expressing your own feelings and experiences. 4. Encourage mutual sharing. Invite your partner to share their thoughts and feelings. Ask open-ended questions to facilitate the discussion. 5. Give your full attention. Put away distractions and focus on your partner. Use affirmative sounds to show that you are listening. 6. Reflect and paraphrase. Repeat back what your partner says to confirm understanding. For example, so, you're saying that you feel anxious about trying this new activity? 7. Show empathy. Acknowledge your partner's feelings and validate their experiences. Use empathetic statements like, I understand that this is important to you. 8. Ask clarifying questions. Ask open-ended questions to encourage elaboration. For example, can you tell me more about why this is important to you? 9. Avoid interrupting. Wait until your partner has finished speaking before responding. Make a mental note of your thoughts and return to them after they have finished. By engaging in honest communication and practicing active listening, couples can maintain an open dialogue that fosters mutual respect and understanding. This approach ensures that both partners feel heard and valued, promoting a healthy and fulfilling intimate relationship. Finding common ground. Introduction: finding common ground in intimate relationships is essential for fostering mutual satisfaction and maintaining a healthy dynamic. By identifying shared interests and being open to exploring new ideas together, couples can build a strong foundation of trust and enjoyment. This process requires open communication, mutual consent, and a willingness to understand and respect each other's boundaries. This guide explores the importance of identifying shared interests and provides practical strategies for exploring new ideas together while maintaining clear communication and consent. Identify shared interests. Looking for sexual activities that both partners enjoy and feel comfortable with helps create a foundation of mutual satisfaction. Focusing on shared interests ensures that both partners feel valued and respected in the relationship. 1. Discuss preferences openly. Why it matters. Open discussions about preferences help both partners understand each other's likes and dislikes. This transparency fosters mutual respect and satisfaction. How to implement. Schedule a time to talk openly about your sexual preferences. Use specific questions to guide the conversation, such as, what activities do you enjoy the most? Or, are there any activities you're curious about trying? 2. Make a list of shared activities. Why it matters. Creating a list of shared activities helps both partners visualize their common interests. It serves as a reference point for mutual satisfaction. How to implement. Together, make a list of activities that you both enjoy. This could include anything from certain types of touch to specific sexual positions. Keep the list handy for future reference and revisit it regularly. 3. Focus on positive experiences. Why it matters. Focusing on positive experiences reinforces what works well in the relationship and enhances mutual satisfaction. How to implement. Reflect on past experiences that were particularly enjoyable for both of you. Discuss why these experiences were positive and consider incorporating similar activities into your routine. 4. Respect each other's boundaries. Why it matters. Respecting boundaries ensures that both partners feel safe and comfortable, which is essential for mutual satisfaction. How to implement. Clearly communicate your boundaries and listen to your partner's boundaries. For example, I really enjoy when we do this, but I'm not comfortable with that. How do you feel? Explore new ideas together. Being open to exploring new ideas and activities together fosters growth and excitement in the relationship. Keeping communication and consent at the forefront ensures that both partners feel respected and comfortable. 1. Communicate openly about new ideas. Why it matters. Open communication about new ideas encourages a sense of adventure and mutual exploration while ensuring that both partners are comfortable. How to implement. Discuss any new ideas you're curious about trying. Use I statements to express your interest without pressuring your partner. For example, I've been curious about trying this. How do you feel about exploring it together? 2. Prioritize consent. Why it matters. Ensuring mutual consent is crucial for maintaining trust and respect. Both partners should feel free to express their comfort levels and boundaries. How to implement. Always seek your partner's consent before trying something new. Use phrases like, are you comfortable with this? Or, would you like to try this together? 3. Take it slow. Why it matters. Gradually introducing new activities allows both partners to adjust and ensures that they feel comfortable and safe. How to implement. Start with small steps and check in with each other regularly. For example, let's try this slowly and see how we both feel. 4. Reflect and adjust. Why it matters. Reflecting on new experiences helps both partners understand what works and what doesn't, allowing for adjustments and improvements. How to implement. After trying something new, discuss your experiences openly. Ask questions like, how did you feel about that? Or, is there anything you'd like to change? Practical steps for finding common ground. 1. Discuss preferences openly. Schedule a time to talk openly about your sexual preferences. Use specific questions to guide the conversation. 2. Make a list of shared activities. Together, make a list of activities that you both enjoy. Keep the list handy for future reference and revisit it regularly. 3. Focus on positive experiences. Reflect on past experiences that were enjoyable for both of you. Discuss why these experiences were positive and consider incorporating similar activities. 4. Respect each other's boundaries. Clearly communicate your boundaries and listen to your partner's boundaries. Ensure that both partners feel safe and comfortable. 5. Communicate openly about new ideas. Discuss new ideas you're curious about trying. Use I statements to express your interest without pressuring your partner. 6. Prioritize consent. Always seek your partner's consent before trying something new. Use phrases like, "Are you comfortable with this?" Or, "Would you like to try this together?" 7. Take it slow. Gradually introduce new activities and check in with each other regularly. Start with small steps and adjust as needed. 8. Reflect and adjust. After trying something new, discuss your experiences openly. Ask questions like, "How did you feel about that?" Or, "Is there anything you'd like to change?" By identifying shared interests and being open to exploring new ideas together, couples can build a foundation of mutual satisfaction and trust. This approach ensures that both partners feel valued and respected, promoting a healthy and fulfilling intimate relationship. Compromise and flexibility. Introduction in any intimate relationship, compromise and flexibility are key to maintaining harmony and mutual satisfaction. Approaching negotiations with a willingness to compromise ensures that both partners feel heard and valued. Flexibility in trying new things, within the limits of personal comfort, can enhance intimacy and trust. This guide explores the importance of compromise and flexibility, providing practical strategies for negotiating and adapting to each other's needs. Negotiation. Approaching negotiations with a willingness to compromise is essential for finding a balance that satisfies both partners. Understanding that both partners may need to make adjustments helps create a supportive and respectful dynamic. 1. Understand each other's needs. Why it matters. Understanding your partner's needs and desires fosters empathy and helps you find common ground. How to implement. Take time to listen to your partner's needs and express your own. Use open-ended questions to encourage discussion. For example, "What do you feel is important for our intimacy?" Or, "What makes you feel most connected to me?" 2. Find common goals. Why it matters. Identifying common goals helps align your efforts and fosters a sense of teamwork. It ensures that both partners are working towards mutual satisfaction. How to implement. Discuss what you both want to achieve in your relationship. Find areas where your goals overlap and focus on these. For example, "We both want to feel more connected and satisfied. Let's find ways to achieve that together." 3. Propose solutions together. Why it matters. Proposing solutions together ensures that both partners have a say in the decision-making process. Promotes equality and respect. How to implement. Brainstorm possible solutions and compromises together. Make a list of ideas and evaluate them as a team. For example, "Let's make a list of things we can try and see which ones we're both comfortable with." 4. Be willing to make adjustments. Why it matters. Being willing to make adjustments shows that you are flexible and considerate of your partner's needs. It helps build trust and cooperation. How to implement. Be open to changing your approach or trying new things to accommodate your partner's needs. For example, "I'm willing to adjust my expectations and try this new activity if it helps us feel closer." 5. Communicate clearly and respectfully. Why it matters. Clear and respectful communication prevents misunderstandings and fosters a positive atmosphere for negotiation. How to implement. Use I statements and avoid blaming language. For example, "I feel more connected when we spend quality time together," instead of, "You never spend enough time with me." Flexibility. Being flexible and open to trying new things within the limits of your comfort can enhance intimacy and trust in the relationship. Flexibility shows that you are willing to grow and adapt together. 1. Explore new ideas gradually. Why it matters. Gradually exploring new ideas allows both partners to adjust and ensures that they feel comfortable and safe. How to implement. Introduce new activities slowly and check in with each other regularly. For example, let's try this new activity slowly and see how we both feel about it. 2. Set clear boundaries. Why it matters. Setting clear boundaries ensures that both partners know their limits and feel respected. Prevents discomfort and enhances trust. How to implement. Communicate your boundaries clearly before trying something new. For example, I'm willing to try this, but let's agree to stop if either of us feels uncomfortable. 3. Be open to feedback. Why it matters. Being open to feedback allows for continuous improvement and ensures that both partners feel heard and valued. How to implement. Encourage your partner to share their thoughts and feelings about new experiences. For example, how did you feel about trying that? Is there anything you'd like to change? 4. Respect each other's comfort levels. Why it matters. Respecting each other's comfort levels builds trust and shows that you care about your partner's well-being. How to implement. Pay attention to your partner's verbal and nonverbal cues. If they seem uncomfortable, be ready to stop or adjust. For example, I noticed you seemed a bit uneasy. Do you want to take a break or try something else? 5. Celebrate small wins. Why it matters. Celebrating small wins reinforces positive behavior and encourages further exploration and growth. How to implement. Acknowledge and celebrate each other's efforts and progress. For example, I really enjoyed trying that new activity with you. It made me feel closer to you. Practical steps for compromise and flexibility. 1. Understand each other's needs. Listen to your partner's needs and express your own. Use open-ended questions to encourage discussion. 2. Find common goals. Identify common goals to align your efforts. Focus on areas where your goals overlap. 3. Propose solutions together. Brainstorm possible solutions and compromises as a team. Evaluate ideas together and choose ones that work for both. 4. Be willing to make adjustments. Show flexibility by adjusting your approach to accommodate your partner. Be open to changing expectations to build trust and cooperation. 5. Communicate clearly and respectfully. Use I statements and avoid blaming language. Ensure communication is clear and respectful. 6. Explore new ideas gradually. Introduce new activities slowly and check in regularly. Ensure both partners feel comfortable and safe. 7. Set clear boundaries. Communicate boundaries clearly before trying something new. Agree to stop if either partner feels uncomfortable. 8. Be open to feedback. Encourage your partner to share their thoughts and feelings. Use feedback to continuously improve and adapt. 9. Respect each other's comfort levels. Pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues. Be ready to stop or adjust if your partner seems uncomfortable. 10. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate each other's efforts and progress. Reinforce positive behavior to encourage further growth. By approaching negotiations with a willingness to compromise and being flexible within the limits of your comfort, couples can build a stronger, more intimate relationship. This approach ensures that both partners feel valued, respected, and satisfied, promoting mutual trust and a healthy, dynamic connection. Establishing mutual agreements. Establishing mutual agreements in intimate relationships is essential for maintaining clarity, respect, and mutual satisfaction. Clear agreements on what activities are acceptable and what are off-limits ensure that both partners are on the same page, reducing the risk of misunderstandings and discomfort. Regularly reviewing and adjusting these agreements as needed allows the relationship to evolve naturally and ensures that both partners' needs and boundaries are respected over time. This guide explores the importance of setting clear agreements and provides practical strategies for reviewing and adjusting them. Set clear agreements. Establishing clear agreements on what activities are acceptable and what are off-limits ensures that both partners understand and respect each other's boundaries. Clear agreements help maintain trust and prevent misunderstandings. 1. Initiate the conversation. Why it matters. Open discussions about boundaries and agreements ensure that both partners feel heard and respected. How to implement. Schedule a dedicated time to talk about your boundaries and agreements. Start the conversation by expressing the importance of mutual understanding and respect. For example, I'd like to talk about our boundaries to make sure we're both comfortable and on the same page. 2. Clearly define acceptable activities. Why it matters. Clearly defining what activities are acceptable ensures that both partners know what is within the comfort zone of the relationship. How to implement. Make a list of activities that both partners enjoy and feel comfortable with. Discuss each activity in detail to ensure mutual understanding. For example, I enjoy cuddling and kissing, and I feel comfortable with those activities. How do you feel about them? 3. Identify off-limits activities. Why it matters. Identifying activities that are off-limits helps protect both partners' boundaries and ensures that no one feels pressured into uncomfortable situations. How to implement. Discuss activities that either partner is not comfortable with and agree to avoid them. Be clear and specific about these boundaries. For example, I'm not comfortable with sexual intercourse right now, and I'd like us to respect that boundary. 4. Document agreements. Why it matters. Writing down the agreed-upon boundaries and activities helps both partners remember and adhere to them. It serves as a reference point for future discussions. How to implement. Create a document or a list of your agreements and keep it in a place where both partners can access it. Review it together periodically to ensure it remains relevant. 5. Ensure mutual consent. Why it matters. Ensuring mutual consent is crucial for respecting each other's boundaries and maintaining a healthy relationship dynamic. How to implement. Both partners should agree to the established boundaries without pressure or coercion. Confirm mutual consent by asking, do you agree with these boundaries? And do you feel comfortable with them? Review and adjust. Regularly reviewing and adjusting agreements as needed allows the relationship to evolve naturally and ensures that both partners' needs and boundaries are respected over time. This flexibility is essential for maintaining a healthy and dynamic relationship. 1. Schedule regular check-ins. Why it matters. Regular check-ins provide an opportunity to discuss any changes in comfort levels or boundaries, ensuring that both partners feel respected and understood. How to implement. Set a regular schedule for boundary check-ins, such as monthly or quarterly. Use these sessions to discuss any changes or new feelings about previously established boundaries. For example, let's review our boundaries every month to make sure we're both still comfortable with them. 2. Be open to change. Why it matters. Being open to change acknowledges that comfort levels and preferences can evolve over time. It ensures that both partners feel free to express new boundaries or desires. How to implement. Approach boundary discussions with an open mind and a willingness to adapt. For example, I've been thinking about our boundaries and feel ready to explore something new. How do you feel about adjusting our agreement? 3. Communicate any changes clearly. Why it matters. Clear communication about changes in boundaries ensures that both partners are fully aware and can respect the updated limits. How to implement. When discussing changes, be specific and clear about what is changing and why. For example, I'm now comfortable with trying, but I'd like us to take it slow. 4. Respect each other's evolving comfort levels. Why it matters. Respecting each other's evolving comfort levels fosters trust and shows that both partners are committed to maintaining a healthy relationship. How to implement. Listen to your partner's new boundaries and adjust your behavior accordingly. For example, I respect that you're not comfortable with this anymore, and I'll make sure to honor that. 5. Document adjustments. Why it matters. Documenting adjustments helps both partners remember and adhere to new agreements. It provides a clear record of the evolving boundaries. How to implement. Update your documented agreements with any changes and review them together to ensure mutual understanding. Practical steps for establishing mutual agreements. 1. Initiate the conversation. Schedule a dedicated time to talk about boundaries. Start the conversation by expressing the importance of mutual understanding. 2. Clearly define acceptable activities. Make a list of activities both partners enjoy and feel comfortable with. Discuss each activity in detail to ensure mutual understanding. 3. Identify off-limits activities. Discuss activities that either partner is not comfortable with and agree to avoid them. Be clear and specific about these boundaries. 4. Document agreements. Create a document or list of your agreements. Review it together periodically to ensure it remains relevant. 5. Ensure mutual consent. Confirm mutual consent by asking for agreement on the established boundaries. Ensure that both partners feel comfortable with the agreements. 6. Schedule regular check-ins. Set a regular schedule for boundary check-ins. Use these sessions to discuss any changes or new feelings. 7. Be open to change. Approach boundary discussions with an open mind. Be willing to adapt as comfort levels evolve. 8. Communicate any changes clearly. Be specific and clear about changes in boundaries. Ensure both partners are fully aware and can respect the updated limits. 9. Respect each other's evolving comfort levels. Listen to your partner's new boundaries. Adjust your behavior to honor their evolving comfort levels. 10. Document adjustments. Update your documented agreements with any changes. Review them together to ensure mutual understanding. By establishing clear agreements and regularly reviewing and adjusting them, couples can maintain a healthy and respectful dynamic. This approach ensures that both partners feel valued, respected, and comfortable, promoting mutual trust and a fulfilling intimate relationship. Prioritizing mutual satisfaction. Introduction. Prioritizing mutual satisfaction in intimate relationships is essential for maintaining a healthy, respectful, and fulfilling connection. Ensuring that both partners experience pleasure and satisfaction strengthens the bond and fosters mutual respect. It's crucial to find a balance where both partners' needs and desires are met without compromising their comfort. Avoiding self-sacrifice and focusing on activities that bring joy to both partners is key to achieving this balance. This guide explores the importance of focusing on mutual pleasure and provides practical strategies for maintaining this balance. Focus on pleasure for both. Aiming to find a balance that ensures both partners experience pleasure and satisfaction is fundamental to a healthy, intimate relationship. Prioritizing activities that bring joy to both partners fosters a positive and fulfilling connection. 1. Discuss preferences and desires. Why it matters. Openly discussing preferences and desires ensures that both partners understand each other's likes and dislikes. This transparency helps in finding activities that bring mutual pleasure. How to implement. Have regular conversations about your preferences and desires. Ask open-ended questions to encourage discussion. For example, what activities do you enjoy the most? Or, are there any new things you'd like to try together? 2. Create a mutual enjoyment list. Why it matters. Creating a list of activities that both partners enjoy helps ensure that your intimate time together is pleasurable for both. How to implement. Sit down together and make a list of activities that you both find enjoyable. Revisit and update this list regularly to reflect any new interests or changes. For example, let's list the things we both enjoy doing together and keep it somewhere we can refer to it. 3. Take turns focusing on each other. Why it matters. Taking turns focusing on each other's pleasure ensures that both partners feel valued and satisfied. It creates a balanced and reciprocal dynamic. How to implement. During intimate moments, take turns focusing on each other's pleasure. Communicate your desires and ask your partner what they would like. For example, tonight let's focus on what makes you feel good, and next time we can focus on my preferences. 4. Explore new activities together. Why it matters. Exploring new activities together can enhance mutual satisfaction and keep the relationship dynamic and exciting. How to implement. Be open to trying new things that both partners are interested in. Discuss new ideas and set clear boundaries before trying them. For example, I've been curious about trying this. How do you feel about exploring it together? 5. Provide positive feedback. Why it matters. Positive feedback reinforces enjoyable activities and encourages mutual satisfaction. It helps both partners understand what brings pleasure to each other. How to implement. Give specific and positive feedback during and after intimate moments. For example, I really enjoyed when you did that. It made me feel very connected to you. Avoid self-sacrifice. Ensuring that neither partner feels forced to sacrifice their comfort for the sake of the other's desires is crucial for maintaining a respectful and balanced relationship. Both partners should feel comfortable expressing their boundaries and needs. 1. Communicate boundaries clearly. Why it matters. Clear communication of boundaries ensures that both partners know each other's limits and can respect them. It prevents discomfort and self-sacrifice. How to implement. Use straightforward language to communicate your boundaries. For example, I'm not comfortable with this activity, and I'd prefer we don't do it. 2. Practice assertiveness. Why it matters. Being assertive helps both partners express their needs and boundaries without feeling pressured or guilty. Promotes mutual respect. How to implement. Practice assertive communication by stating your needs clearly and respectfully. For example, I need us to slow down and take things step by step. 3. Ensure mutual consent. Why it matters. Mutual consent is essential for maintaining respect and comfort in the relationship. Both partners should feel free to express their willingness or reluctance without fear of judgment. How to implement. Always seek and confirm mutual consent before engaging in any activity. Use phrases like, "Are you comfortable with this?" Or, "Do you want to try this together?" 4. Respect each other's comfort levels. Why it matters. Respecting each other's comfort levels builds trust and shows that you care about your partner's well-being. How to implement. Pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues indicating discomfort. If your partner seems uneasy, stop and check in with them. For example, you seem a bit uncomfortable. Do you want to take a break or try something else? 5. Avoid pressuring each other. Why it matters. Avoiding pressure ensures that both partners feel free to express their true desires and boundaries. It promotes a respectful and supportive environment. How to implement. Refrain from pressuring your partner to do something they are uncomfortable with. Respect their decisions and discuss alternative activities. For example, it's okay if you're not ready for this. Let's find something else we both enjoy. Practical steps for prioritizing mutual satisfaction. 1. Discuss preferences and desires. Have regular conversations about your preferences and desires. Ask open-ended questions to encourage discussion. 2. Create a mutual enjoyment list. Make a list of activities that you both find enjoyable. Revisit and update this list regularly. 3. Take turns focusing on each other. During intimate moments, take turns focusing on each other's pleasure. Communicate your desires and ask your partner what they would like. 4. Explore new activities together. Be open to trying new things that both partners are interested in. Discuss new ideas and set clear boundaries before trying them. 5. Provide positive feedback. Give specific and positive feedback during and after intimate moments. Reinforce enjoyable activities with positive comments. 6. Communicate boundaries clearly. Use straightforward language to communicate your boundaries. Ensure both partners understand and respect each other's limits. 7. Practice assertiveness. State your needs clearly and respectfully. Express your boundaries without feeling pressured or guilty. 8. Ensure mutual consent. Always seek and confirm mutual consent before engaging in any activity. Use phrases like, "Are you comfortable with this?" Or, "Do you want to try this together?" 9. Respect each other's comfort levels. Pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues indicating discomfort. Stop and check in with your partner if they seem uneasy. 10. Avoid pressuring each other. Refrain from pressuring your partner to do something they are uncomfortable with. Respect their decisions and discuss alternative activities. By focusing on mutual pleasure and avoiding self-sacrifice, couples can ensure that their intimate relationship remains respectful, balanced, and fulfilling. This approach fosters mutual trust, respect, and satisfaction, promoting a healthy and dynamic connection. Building trust and respect. Introduction. Trust and respect are foundational elements of any healthy and fulfilling intimate relationship. Building these elements involves consistently respecting each other's boundaries and comfort levels, as well as providing support and encouragement in exploring new activities. Trust is built on mutual respect and understanding, while positive reinforcement can enhance mutual satisfaction. This guide explores the importance of respecting boundaries and providing support, offering practical strategies for building trust and respect in your relationship. Respect boundaries. Always respecting each other's boundaries and comfort levels is crucial for building trust. Trust is built on mutual respect and understanding, ensuring that both partners feel safe and valued in the relationship. 1. Clearly communicate boundaries. Why it matters. Clear communication of boundaries helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures that both partners are aware of each other's limits. How to implement. Use straightforward and specific language to express your boundaries. For example, I am not comfortable with and I would like us to avoid it. 2. Listen actively. Why it matters. Active listening demonstrates respect and shows that you value your partner's feelings and boundaries. How to implement. Pay full attention when your partner is expressing their boundaries. Nod, make eye contact, and avoid interrupting. For example, I hear that you are not comfortable with this, and I respect your decision. 3. Acknowledge and validate. Why it matters. Acknowledging and validating your partner's boundaries reinforces that you respect their comfort levels and emotional well-being. How to implement. Acknowledge your partner's boundaries with empathetic statements. For example, I understand that this is important to you, and I appreciate you sharing it with me. 4. Never pressure or coerce. Why it matters. Pressuring or coercing your partner into activities they are uncomfortable with undermines trust and respect. How to implement. Respect your partner's boundaries without attempting to change their mind. For example, I respect that you're not comfortable with this. Let's find something we both enjoy. 5. Regularly reassess boundaries. Why it matters. Regular reassessment ensures that boundaries remain relevant and respected as the relationship evolves. How to implement. Schedule regular check-ins to discuss and update boundaries. For example, can we talk about our boundaries again to make sure we're still on the same page? Support and encouragement. Providing support and encouragement to each other in exploring new activities can enhance mutual satisfaction. Positive reinforcement helps build a trusting and respectful dynamic in the relationship. 1. Offer positive reinforcement. Why it matters. Positive reinforcement encourages open communication and mutual exploration. It helps create a supportive environment where both partners feel valued. How to implement. Compliment your partner and express appreciation for their efforts. For example, I really appreciate that you were open to trying something new. It made me feel closer to you. 2. Be open to new experiences. Why it matters. Being open to new experiences fosters a sense of adventure and mutual growth. It helps both partners discover new ways to connect and enjoy each other. How to implement. Show enthusiasm and willingness to explore new activities together. For example, I'm excited to try this with you. Let's see how we feel about it together. 3. Provide gentle encouragement. Why it matters. Gentle encouragement helps your partner feel supported and respected. Can make exploring new activities less daunting. How to implement. Encourage your partner without pushing their boundaries. For example, if you're comfortable, I'd love to explore this new activity together, but we can take it slow and see how it goes. 4. Respect pace and comfort levels. Why it matters. Respecting your partner's pace and comfort levels builds trust and ensures that they feel safe and respected. How to implement. Let your partner set the pace for new activities and respect their comfort levels. For example, let's take it at your pace. If at any point you're uncomfortable, we can stop. 5. Celebrate successes together. Why it matters. Celebrating successes reinforces positive experiences and builds a stronger emotional connection. How to implement. Acknowledge and celebrate both small and significant milestones together. For example, I'm so glad we tried that together. It was a great experience, and I feel even closer to you. Practical steps for building trust and respect. 1. Clearly communicate boundaries. Use straightforward language to express your boundaries. Ensure both partners are aware of each other's limits. 2. Listen actively. Pay full attention when your partner is expressing their boundaries. Nod, make eye contact, and avoid interrupting. 3. Acknowledge and validate. Use empathetic statements to acknowledge your partner's boundaries. Show appreciation for their openness. 4. Never pressure or coerce. Respect your partner's boundaries without attempting to change their mind. Find mutually enjoyable activities instead. 5. Regularly reassess boundaries. Schedule regular check-ins to discuss and update boundaries. Ensure that boundaries remain relevant and respected. 6. Offer positive reinforcement. Compliment and express appreciation for your partner's efforts. Reinforce positive experiences. 7. Be open to new experiences. Show enthusiasm and willingness to explore new activities. Discover new ways to connect and enjoy each other. 8. Provide gentle encouragement. Encourage your partner without pushing their boundaries. Offer support and take it slow. 9. Respect pace and comfort levels. Let your partner set the pace for new activities. Respect their comfort levels and be ready to stop if needed. 10. Celebrate successes together. Acknowledge and celebrate both small and significant milestones. Reinforce positive experiences and build a stronger connection. By consistently respecting each other's boundaries and providing support and encouragement, couples can build a strong foundation of trust and respect. This approach ensures that both partners feel valued and understood, promoting a healthy, dynamic, and fulfilling intimate relationship. Creating a safe and loving environment. Introduction. A safe and loving environment is essential for fostering intimacy, trust, and open communication in any relationship. Emotional safety ensures that both partners feel loved and accepted, which promotes honest and open dialogue. Physical comfort enhances the intimate experience by creating a setting that is conducive to connection and closeness. This guide explores the importance of creating both emotional and physical safety, providing practical strategies for establishing a nurturing environment for intimacy. Emotional safety. Creating an emotionally safe environment where both partners feel loved and accepted is crucial for fostering open communication and trust. Emotional safety ensures that both partners can express their feelings and needs without fear of judgment or rejection. 1. Express unconditional love and acceptance. Why it matters. Demonstrating unconditional love and acceptance helps both partners feel valued and secure in the relationship. How to implement. Regularly express your love and appreciation for your partner. Use affirmations and positive reinforcement to show that you accept them as they are. For example, I love you just the way you are, and I'm grateful to have you in my life. 2. Encourage open communication. Why it matters. Encouraging open communication ensures that both partners feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, feelings, and needs. How to implement. Create opportunities for open dialogue by asking open-ended questions and actively listening to your partner. For example, how are you feeling today? Or, is there anything you'd like to talk about? 3. Validate emotions. Why it matters. Validating your partner's emotions shows that you respect and understand their feelings, which fosters emotional safety. How to implement. Acknowledge and validate your partner's emotions by using empathetic statements. For example, I understand that you're feeling upset, and it's okay to feel that way. 4. Practice non-judgmental listening. Why it matters. Non-judgmental listening helps your partner feel heard and respected, which strengthens emotional safety. How to implement. Listen to your partner without interrupting or judging. Respond with empathy and understanding. For example, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate you sharing this with me. 5. Support each other's vulnerability. Why it matters. Supporting each other's vulnerability builds trust and deepens emotional intimacy. How to implement. Encourage your partner to share their vulnerabilities and respond with compassion and support. For example, "Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm here for you, and I support you." Physical comfort. Ensuring that the physical environment is comfortable and conducive to intimacy enhances the intimate experience and helps both partners feel relaxed and connected. This includes setting the mood, ensuring privacy, and addressing any physical concerns. 1. Set the mood. Why it matters. Creating a romantic and relaxing atmosphere can enhance the intimate experience and make both partners feel more connected. How to implement. Use soft lighting, pleasant scents, and calming music to create a relaxing ambience. For example, light some candles, play soothing music, and use aromatherapy to set the mood. 2. Ensure privacy. Why it matters. Privacy is essential for intimacy, as it allows both partners to feel secure and undisturbed. How to implement. Make sure you have a private space where you won't be interrupted. Lock the door, turn off phones, and ensure that you have uninterrupted time together. For example, "Let's turn off our phones and spend some quality time together without any distractions." 3. Address physical comfort. Why it matters. Physical comfort is crucial for relaxation and enjoyment during intimate moments. How to implement. Ensure that the environment is physically comfortable. Use soft bedding, adjust the room temperature, and provide pillows and blankets as needed. For example, "Let's make sure we're both comfortable. Do you need an extra pillow or blanket?" 4. Discuss and address physical concerns. Why it matters. Discussing and addressing any physical concerns helps ensure that both partners feel comfortable and relaxed. How to implement. Have open discussions about any physical discomforts or needs. For example, "Is there anything we can do to make you more comfortable?" Or, "Let's make sure we address any concerns you have." 5. Incorporate sensual touch. Why it matters. Sensual touch can enhance intimacy and help both partners feel more connected and relaxed. How to implement. Use gentle, affectionate touch to create a sense of closeness and relaxation. For example, "I'd like to give you a massage to help you relax and feel more connected." Practical steps for creating a safe and loving environment. 1. Express unconditional love and acceptance. Regularly express your love and appreciation for your partner. Use affirmations and positive reinforcement. 2. Encourage open communication. Create opportunities for open dialogue by asking open-ended questions. Actively listen to your partner. 3. Validate emotions. Acknowledge and validate your partner's emotions using empathetic statements. Show that you respect and understand their feelings. 4. Practice non-judgmental listening. Listen without interrupting or judging. Respond with empathy and understanding. 5. Support each other's vulnerability. Encourage your partner to share their vulnerabilities. Respond with compassion and support. 6. Set the mood. Use soft lighting, pleasant scents, and calming music to create a relaxing ambience. Light candles, play soothing music, and use aromatherapy. 7. Ensure privacy. Make sure you have a private space where you won't be interrupted. Lock the door, turn off phones, and ensure uninterrupted time together. 8. Address physical comfort. Ensure that the environment is physically comfortable. Use soft bedding, adjust the room temperature, and provide pillows and blankets. 9. Discuss and address physical concerns. Have open discussions about any physical discomforts or needs. Ensure that both partners feel comfortable and relaxed. 10. Incorporate sensual touch. Use gentle, affectionate touch to create a sense of closeness and relaxation. Offer massages or other forms of sensual touch to enhance intimacy. By creating a safe and loving environment, both emotionally and physically, couples can foster intimacy, trust, and open communication. This approach ensures that both partners feel loved, accepted, and comfortable, promoting a healthy and fulfilling intimate relationship. Seeking professional help. Introduction. Balancing comfort and desires in an intimate relationship can sometimes be challenging. When difficulties arise, Seeking professional help from a sex therapist or counselor can be invaluable. These professionals offer expert guidance and strategies to help couples navigate complex issues, improve communication, and strengthen their relationship. This guide explores the benefits of seeking professional help, providing detailed information on how therapists and counselors can assist in enhancing intimacy and mutual satisfaction. Therapists and counselors. Consider seeking help from a sex therapist or counselor if balancing comfort and desires becomes challenging. Professional guidance can provide valuable insights and strategies to improve your relationship. 1. Understanding the role of a sex therapist. Why it matters. A sex therapist is trained to address sexual issues and help couples understand and resolve their concerns in a safe and confidential environment. How to implement. Research and find a licensed sex therapist who specializes in the areas you need help with. For example, if you're facing issues with communication or sexual compatibility, look for a therapist with expertise in these areas. 2. Benefits of professional guidance. Why it matters. Professional guidance can provide objective insights and strategies that are tailored to your specific situation. Therapists can help you understand underlying issues and develop effective solutions. How to implement. Schedule a consultation to discuss your concerns and goals. For example, we're having trouble balancing our comfort levels and desires, and we'd like to explore how a therapist can help us improve our relationship. 3. Improving communication. Why it matters. Effective communication is key to resolving conflicts and understanding each other's needs. Therapists can teach communication techniques that foster open and respectful dialogue. How to implement. During therapy sessions, practice the communication techniques suggested by your therapist. For example, learning how to use I statements and active listening can help you express your feelings without causing defensiveness. 4. Addressing sexual issues. Why it matters. Sexual issues can impact relationship satisfaction and intimacy. A therapist can help identify and address these issues, whether they are related to physical discomfort, emotional barriers, or mismatched desires. How to implement. Be open and honest with your therapist about your sexual concerns. For example, we've been experiencing difficulties in our sexual relationship, and we need help understanding and addressing these issues. 5. Developing strategies for mutual satisfaction. Why it matters. Therapists can help couples develop personalized strategies to enhance mutual satisfaction, ensuring that both partners' needs and boundaries are respected. How to implement. Work with your therapist to create a plan that includes specific actions and techniques to improve your intimate relationship. For example, we're looking for strategies to balance our comfort levels and explore new activities together. 6. Managing emotional barriers. Why it matters. Emotional barriers, such as past trauma or anxiety, can affect intimacy. Therapists can provide tools and support to help manage and overcome these barriers. How to implement. Discuss any emotional barriers with your therapist and follow their guidance on how to address them. For example, I've experienced trauma in the past and it's affecting our intimacy. How can we work through this together? 7. Setting realistic expectations. Why it matters. Setting realistic expectations helps prevent frustration and disappointment. Therapists can help couples understand what is achievable and develop a timeline for progress. How to implement. Set achievable goals with your therapist's assistance and track your progress together. For example, we want to improve our intimacy, and we'd like to set realistic goals to achieve this over the next few months. 8. Providing a safe space for discussion. Why it matters. A therapist provides a neutral and safe space for discussing sensitive topics, allowing both partners to express their thoughts and feelings openly. How to implement. Use therapy sessions to address difficult topics that you might struggle to discuss on your own. For example, we find it hard to talk about our sexual concerns at home. Can we explore these issues in our sessions? Practical steps for seeking professional help. 1. Research and find a licensed therapist. Look for a licensed sex therapist or counselor with expertise in the areas you need help with. Check their credentials, reviews, and areas of specialization. 2. Schedule a consultation. Arrange an initial consultation to discuss your concerns and goals. Be open about what you hope to achieve through therapy. 3. Improve communication techniques. Practice the communication techniques suggested by your therapist, such as using I statements and active listening. Implement these techniques in your daily interactions. 4. Address sexual issues openly. Be honest about your sexual concerns during therapy sessions. Work with your therapist to identify and address these issues. 5. Develop strategies for mutual satisfaction. Collaborate with your therapist to create a plan for improving your intimate relationship. Include specific actions and techniques to enhance mutual satisfaction. 6. Manage emotional barriers. Discuss any emotional barriers with your therapist. Follow their guidance on how to address and overcome these barriers. 7. Set realistic expectations. Work with your therapist to set achievable goals and a timeline for progress. Track your progress together and adjust your plan as needed. 8. Use therapy sessions for difficult discussions. Address sensitive topics during therapy sessions to ensure a safe and neutral environment. Express your thoughts and feelings openly with the support of your therapist. By seeking professional help, couples can gain valuable insights and strategies to navigate complex issues, improve communication, and strengthen their relationship. Therapists and counselors provide the expertise and support needed to enhance intimacy, mutual satisfaction, and overall relationship health.